Hi, and thank you for joining me on another Color Story segment with Haus and Home. This week, we feature a talented mother who loves flower and has a backyard garden. Let's go and take a look. Hi.
Welcome to Jaytts backyard garden.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us. You know what? I just walked in and I fell in love with your flowers. Now, enough of talking. Could you just tell us about yourself?
Thank you, Lisa, for coming. I am Anna Kapera. Before I go on to talking about my backyard garden, sorry for wearing the glasses because I have sore eyes. My backyard garden here, I started it in 2018. I started it with collecting flowers. Everywhere I go, I used to collect flowers to come and plant them. I nest them. I talk to them. When I plant them, I used to say like this: when I plant you, you must grow and make me happy. And when you grow, you make me happy all the time. So every time when I have problems or like that, I used to come into the flowers and I keep sleeping in here. I even cry with them. I used to talk to them, and then I go in line to collect all of them, put them in groups and talk to them. I started it in 2018 because of my daughter going to DBTI. That was in 2018 when she was a first year student for instrumentation in technology. So when I sell flowers, I used to come back to the house, and then next day I used to give her basket to go to school. And when I thought of looking after the flowers like that, I said that it was okay to help give my basket to my children and help put bread on the table each morning to help my husband.
So I see that you do flowering plants, like you plant flowers. What were the first plants that you planted?
I started with candle trees. Candle trees, they call them musk trees. I used to have seeds from Geru Fire Station. My husband used to bring them down and we plant them everywhere in our yard just to throw them to grow, and later we nest them in the poly bags to make them grow. So we started with musk trees, and then to palms and to mountain flakes. Those are some of the flowers. And some lilies that I collected from the road to come and plant. Sometimes I used to buy them from Stop and Shop Waigani to come and plant them.
So you plant them in poly bags and you basically sell them. Where do you sell your plants?
When I first started selling, I sold them in front of my house. I put all the palms, my candle trees, my dam canes, my snake plants, the dwarf and the tall ones, my trumpet flowers, the dark red one, my colliers. I lined them all in front, and when people came, they said, "Oh, this lady, how do you come up with all these flowers? Where do you plant them?" I said, "In my backyard." "You've got plants at your backyard?" I used to tell them, "Yeah, I've got so many of them." And then they asked me to call their names, and I called all their names, all the plants by names, and they said, "Very well, later you find a truck and bring them to stage 2 to sell them." So I started with a taxi. I used to put all of them in the taxi, and now I used to sell at Geru stage 2 in front of old Papindo, the one that bent down and they are fixing it now. So I used to sell in front of Papindo. I used to sell there. I was inspired when one of my husband's sister, small sister who works for Loluata Island Resort. She was accountant there. And then when they did Loluata Island and Mainland Resort, she asked that I could plant some flowers to plant them at Loluata Island. So I started it and I did the flowers. And then somehow, maybe some other people got the contract. So they went and planted their flowers. So I was left out. So I left my flowers just to be like that. And then that was 2017. So I just left the flowers to be like that. I gave up. I gave up planting the flowers because I plant the flowers for that reason, to bring them to plant them at Loluata Island Resort.
What you've just said, it's very inspirational. Now, could you tell us why you love what you do?
I love what I do. I love this gardening because when I do this gardening, when I don't do this gardening, I go out, tell stories on the street and gossip about people or go anywhere I want to go. But when I have this gardening, I keep myself busy doing I can do the gardening in the morning until in the afternoon. I used to plant nests, put the grounds in the poly bags, break the flowers, nests, new ones. Old ones I put them together, the ones which are matured already I can put them together, the new ones that I nest I can put together, the bigger ones I put them in groups, and I work like that until in the afternoon. I keep myself busy. And when I see the time like it's already 3:30 or like that, I go quickly and rush to go and pick my daughter up at DBTI. Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah,
just to keep you busy.
Yes.
Okay.
I keep myself busy.
I see on your Facebook page you name Jaytts. You name your gardening plants, selling of your plants Jaytts. Why Jaytts?
Jaytts, it's the name of all of us in the family. Jay is my fourth-born son's name. It's Jay. Okay, A is for Anna, myself. Y is for Yvonne, my daughter, the one at DBTI. T is for Teresa, their big sister. Okay, those two T's in the middle is for Senior Edward and Junior Edward. And S is for Sitske. That's why we call it Jaytts. Jaytts backyard gardening.
Wow, that's really nice. That's a beautiful name to name a gardening business. Now, could you just show us what you have in your garden?
Sure, Lisa. Let's go. Because these candle trees are very high demanding. Okay. So I always sell them for 10 kina when they are a bit matured. But like this ones, I used to sell them for 50 kina.
Okay. So I see that there's a lot of planting going on here. Who's in your team?
I have my children, my auntie.
Okay.
They used to help me and do this planting.
I am Mary. Mrs. Kapera is my niece. I don't live here, but I came visiting her one day, and I saw that she has this beautiful garden of plants, her palms and the famous candle tree, and there's various plants here, beautiful ones. So I asked her, how did you get this done? And she said, I grew them in a year and I go and sell them. So in order to experience it, I went out one day with her and we packed the plants in a cab and we went out there and I physically sat with her arranging the plants and we sold them. However, unfortunately, that day was not a successful day. But I believe she does have successful days to help herself at home. But my experience was that one day, and then we came back home, and then I was thinking how I could at least help her, give her a push to expand and sell her plants. So we decided that we take the pictures of all these plants and then post them on FB. And that's when we met you, Lisa. And thank you for coming in. And here we are.
And this is Heart of Jesus. The shape of a leaf is like a heart, so they call it Heart of Jesus. It's umbrella tree because when it grows, the shape is like an umbrella. This is crown of thorns. It has long thorns, so we call it crown of thorns.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Well, viewers, that's it for this week's Color Story. Thank you, ladies, for your time.
Thank you, Lisa. And I've got here's a flower for you.
Thank you. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we have more. Stay watching.